like I said, I have different higher powers for different things in my life.
Okay. Would you like to end the show on like I have nothing positive nothing positive to say about this step. I'm
Well,
happy to have it removed.
believing in negativity is believing.
Look, if step 2 was about, you know, sort of in the secret way of discussing it, which is focusing on positive, letting go of the negative, if that was step 2, I'd be okay with it.
I think step two is coming to the acceptance and realization that the universe doesn't revolve around me.
But it does.
Nah,
All we've
not
managed
the
to
whole
accomplish
universe.
in the last 50
Not
minutes
the whole
is
universe.
for you to
Maybe a
reassure
little
me that I'm
bit above.
positive. Like
Maybe
you
a little above.
insured my faith in my higher power, me. You've done nothing. And you're a good program person.
Well, that's I mean, that's why I help people. I guess
I
it's
guess that's your gift,
part of
right?
my belief.
God through you.
Yeah, that happens. I've heard God speak through some judges before. They throw that knot,
Oh,
they throw
people,
that knot in front of the guilty.
how much do people hate me at this moment? That made it this far. Like this is the step that did him in, right?
Yeah. Well, you enjoy the hate mail just as much as you
No, 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 no.
probably more
It
so.
makes me uncomfortable
Right.
because those are open forums. Like
Yeah.
the first real comments that came in, I don't want to look. I don't want to deal with it. It pops up. I'm the one who posted it. I don't want to deal with it. And I looked at it and it's like, and then because I know it's going to make me angry. I know it.
Yeah. What
I
they
don't
think
like
about
anger.
is none of our concern.
Mostly people click the like button and they were happy. You know why? Because step 1 is about honesty. It is.
Right.
Step 2 is about not being me. I get that, but it's fucked up. People in the meetings have fucked up step 2 pretty bad.
Eh,
It's the most interpreted step out there. How's that? Is that a fair statement?
yeah. Well, I think a lot of
Okay,
people it leads religion, which is not a good thing for the program for me. And
okay.
I
Let's define this because the newbies will want to hear this.
right.
A program, the program. I'm sure if you're new, you may have heard that by now, where some old fucker, or at least somebody with, I don't know, collectively like us, 50 years or 20 apiece, whatever it is, said, don't work a program, work the program. Um, there are somewhat finite guidelines on how to operate each of these steps, correct?
Correct.
These are the criteria. Like if I go to one Catholic church and go to the next, there's a little bit of variation, but the core guidelines are there at every single Catholic church I go to, correct? Same concept for Jews and for most of the organized religions. There is a set finite guidelines to which they operate, correct?
Okay.
Okay. I would say that about the 12 steps. There is a finite setup, which is the A program, the program that everybody debates. There's the kind of finite back end of here's how we'd really like you to do step 1. Try to stay as close to this outline as possible. Same with step 2, right? From no other standpoint in the 12 steps.
I
I'm
think
saying this
the
to
problem
anybody.
you're
This
having
one is interpreted all over the place.
is other people's interpretations, right?
But this specific step is the only one that's that way.
Well, because
Those of you wondering, Ian dropped off because he
yes,
got a
I'm
call on the other line, and it's been happening. And I probably stopped editing after the first couple of times it happened and just started to leave them in. And
right.
that's why you hear us pick it back up. So if you made it to this point in the show, you got the explanation for those weird, awkward sounds.
Right.
Yay,
It
good
was
for you.
not censorship, it was call waiting.
Yeah, it was call waiting. God was interrupting.
Yes, I agree with step two is the most misinterpreted step. Um,
What is the program technical definition? Just, I got to believe in anything.
you're right. It's just coming to believe.
That's really the true guideline. The true guideline is I have to believe in anything other than me, period, end of sentence.
Right. Human aid has availed us nothing.
However, 99% of us use the word God in more or less a Christianic type way.
Yes, I'll agree with that. I mean,
I'm just being completely clinical about this.
higher power.
I'm not inserting my own philosophies and belief. I'm just talking
I've
a
got-
program, the program. The program is believe in anything that isn't you and basically give that, whatever that it is, right? Turn all your bad shit over to it.
Well, I mean, my higher power has two answers. It's yes and it's wait. And, I'm an immediate gratification guy. The waiting still sucks. Sometimes it's wait, this isn't good for you. Sometimes it's wait, you have to work harder. And sometimes it's wait, I've got something better around the corner for you. But, to me, the waiting still sucks. I want
I agree.
So, I mean, a lot of times I find myself praying for patience.
Really, I can chalk the waiting up to my instincts. My instincts say, don't go. Now, if you want to label that and say, that's my God, my inner voice is telling me to wait. Look, we're just having a semantics discussion. I realize you and I understand what I'm saying, but you also know that 90% of the people listening to this, that's 90 out of 100 for those of you newbies who can't do math, 90 of you listening to this show fucking hate my guts. Hate my guts. And I really want to know why they hate me. Because really, am I just arguing semantics?
Yes.
Okay. And there's maybe 10, hopefully really super hot chicks listening to this.
Oh, those are
Let me live in my Vestal Virgin mental land, right? My idea of what I want in a female. Those 10 listening to the show are listening to me going, yeah, he's right. It's just semantics. I just need to turn all my shit and let it go over to something. But the other 90 fucking hate me. Hate me. Fucking hate me. Like, that's not a joke. Like, I know what I could put on as a title just after 22 years of knowing this step and teaching it and being a sponsor on it and having sponsors. Fucking hate this step, dude. I do. I really do. I think it fucks the program up, and this is why people don't get long term.
I'm gonna get you a dopeless hoping t-shirt.
Is that strong? Is that a little too strong?
Well, it's definitive, and
I live black and white. There's a reason why this show's called Black and White. You live gray. You're a gray guy.
Cube. There's millions of combinations for one solution.
I agree. And this is the long-standing debate that I've had. Like, how can AA people be so finite on if you don't follow exactly this regiment, you are no longer sober, right? The hypocrisy. And I say, look, I operate by really fucking rigid guidelines, okay? Really rigid, finite guidelines of life. And that's what's kept me going for 22 years. I know that if I do things that are in an exact order, I will achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. I've always done it. Tell me, you know me pretty well and some of my crazy stunts. Like, when I put my mind to it, it's not God, it's me. I have to be my biggest fan.
I don't disagree with you. I know some close friends of mine are like, it's all God, everything's God, and
Yeah.
but you know what? There's some footwork to be done. Is it God that makes me not want to pick up a drink? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's me not picking it up. Is it God shining grace on me to live a better life, better than I deserve? Absolutely. But it's still me doing the footwork.
All right.
And that's what I believe.
So, I'm glad I got it off my chest. I've waited.
I guess I'm more in the belief system deal than the religious deal.
All right. That's understandable. That
Right.
doesn't change the 90 people listening to this show at this moment who are dumb as a post and it's a Christianic God. And for those of you wondering why it's so specifically a Christian God and why I keep saying it, it's because America, where the 12 steps were created, is a mostly Christian-based religious society. That's why God in most AA rooms is Christian-based. There is a Christ figure. There is the lineage. That's why you say it that way. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm not trying to shit on any of you who think Jesus Christ is your God, or they're one and the same if you're Catholic. Good for all of you. Good for you. If you're Jewish and Jesus is just the Son of God and God is the God, hey, good for you. Ex-wife and daughter, Mormon, LDS, good for you. You're going to a different kingdom than me. Okay. Why's it got to be in my meeting room?
It doesn't. It shouldn't be.
But you know it is.
Yeah.
Come on.
We've chased that.
Come on.
I mean, I went. I used to have an NA meeting. They used to give out Christmas basic texts, and I'm like, nothing for nothing, but Christmas stays at the door. Christmas doesn't have a desire to get clean. I don't know. Maybe we should be more politically correct and call them holiday books. Maybe we should just give books to whatever newcomer comes in, and not worry that it's in between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Right.
And I mean, I've brought out a lot of prejudiceness in that controversy, and a lot of sponsors got fired after that deal. But I too. I mean, that NA workbook came out after I got clean, and that is some intense stuff. And if you guys can do it, my hat's off to. It's too intense for me. I'll stick with the big book and a couple of interpretations of the 12 steps. But for me, the second step is just believing in something that something will make my life better than it is right now.
Okay, so ultimately, as we start to get ready to name the episode, my favorite part of the show, is it believing in not me, or is it believe in something?
Believe in something. I would even call it believing in nothing.
Then you're qualifying that I can believe in me.
Well, you can, but you're not going to keep yourself. You're not going to make your life happy sober. I believe that God's grace gives us that, to give us a sober life better than we believe. You're not the one that's picking up the drink.
Fair enough. Okay, so here's my question, and this is the problem I have with this episode. Mm-hmm. Forget the 90 people who listen, who hate me, who are never going to listen again. Hopefully you did enough to get them back. And the 10 super hot chicks who understood me, hang in. I'll get you 22 years, the leeway. That's how I really want to picture it. Like really angry, horny guys, the 90. They're all into you because that fits you. And then these really erudite, really super smart, highbrow, looking for the joke. I don't want them to have too much time. Okay, I still want them to be a little crazy. These 10 women.
You got to come to Arizona more.
So funny. In your group, for those that are quietly and secretly listening to the show, because of this episode, how many of them are just going to fucking hate me the day that I stick my nose into that group?
You know what? I'm going to say by the time you stick your nose into the group, they're going to forget all about you.
Right. Let's go in the hypothetical land of tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
They've heard it. It's out.
Honest with you, a lot of people in my group, they work what's called the silent second step.
Okay. Don't tell us. We'll tell you. Don't ask, don't tell. What is a silent step 2?
It's just that, like I said, I have one friend that's constantly suggesting that it's all God, everything's God, it's either God or nothing, and he is the walking step 2 billboard, for lack of a better word, and he tries to pass that on, and it's great. And he doesn't call it Jesus, he doesn't call it Allah, he just but he does call it God instead of a higher power, and that's great. But I see a lot of actions in the rooms that are definitely not higher power based or higher power inspired. I mean, we talk about self-will run riot in the book, and to me, the second step, I think, is supposed to help get rid of that.
Did we help anybody, or did I screw up lives?
I think we help people. Time you can make.
By the way, for those listening, the 90 people that are all Iron fans and hate me, let me explain. There are a lot more people who think like I do than you would care to admit. Like, this is a common feeling. Before you find God and turn your life over to God.